on the concluded Labor Day celebrations in Kenya on 1st May 2026. The workers of Kenya are expected to get relief and hope. All they received were false promises repeated year after year. Historically, Labor Days are rooted in the understanding that the dignity of every worker is a public good that must be protected at all costs. Fair pay, decent work environment, decent treatment, and worker solidarity must stem. The struggles of one of us are the struggles of all of us. Unfortunately, here in Kenya, most of the workers are on their own. We have a labor union led by a Secretary General, sorry to say, a professional broker who dines with every government in power for his selfish interests. On 1st May 2026, when he should have agitated for the rights of the Kenyan worker, he was seen dancing very happily with the oppressors shouting "two term." What a shame. I have nothing against dancing. I love dancing myself. But I believe dancing is an act of happiness. So how one gets the temerity, the courage to dance when the people you lead are crying, they are in anguish, shocks all of us. More than 20 million Kenyans wake up every morning and go to work. These great and patriotic Kenyans, for far too long, have remained unheard. To many of them, a job does not mean a decent life. This is not born of any personal failure of their own, but the result of policy choices, a pure creation of a regime that cares not. The government and some labor unions like KOTU are busy creating 50 billionaires and 55 million poor Kenyans in a spat of 3.5 years. If you remember the late J.M. Kariuki, who was assassinated on the 2nd of March 1975, he talked of a country of 10 millionaires and 10 million beggars. 50 years down the line, we now have 50 billionaires and 55 million poor Kenyans and 1 trillionaire. You know him. Patriotic Kenyans, dear workers of Kenya, it is painfully worrying when about 500,000 teachers cannot access medical care and the functionless SHA forced through their nose. A demotivated teacher is disastrous to the quality of learning in our schools. Who is speaking for the teachers? Where are the unions? Where is NAT? Where is Kupet? They are silent. They can't speak because their mouths are full. They are observing table manners that says when your mouth is full, you don't speak. They can't speak and they don't speak because their mouths are full. They are dining with the oppressor. When our police officers are subjected to this unhealthy SHA, we feel more insecure as a country and pity our men and women in uniform. Who is speaking for our men and women in uniform? When Gikomba, Githurai, Karioko, Kongea, Huruma, Lubao, or Lodwar markets go up in flames or die under heavy taxation, or a driver is deactivated from an Uber or a boat platform without recourse, it is the entire households that pay the price. Their families suffer irreparable pain. About 4 out of every 5 workers and they are living in the informal economy. Informal workers in Kenya remain marginally excluded from the national planning, socially unprotected, and functionally exploited. Who hears the plight of Mama Fua, who most of the time is overworked and underpaid? Despite the 938,000 posts across government ministries, parastatals and county governments, the public wage bill takes up roughly 35% of the national revenue. Yet, despite this, too many households still struggle to pay rent, buy medicine, keep children in school, and plan for their future. The question is why? There was a time when the payslip meant something in this country. It held the dignity of the working Kenyan. It was evidence that you had shown up, done some work, and earned your keep. Today, the payslip does not show what you earn. It shows what you cannot afford. Between pay as you earn, SHA, NSSF, the housing levy, and other statutory deductions, between 30 to 45% of a worker's gross pay is gone before it ever reaches their hands. It makes matters worse. Were it not for the public outcry in the run-up to the 10th August 2027 elections, William Ruto intended to introduce the National Infrastructure Fund levy. This would have seen deductions on the workers' payslips rise up to 50% of their hard-earned pay. It is a matter he plans to revisit in the unfortunate event he secures a second term. Workers be forewarned. With a mutilated payslip by William Ruto, the Kenyan worker has been denied spending power in a historic high. No wonder the economy of our nation has dipped from 7.6% growth in 2021 to the current 4.6%. Numbers do not lie. I'm aware William Ruto is disputing these figures that have been released by a department in his own government. A department in his own government has released figures telling the people of Kenya how the economy is performing. And he is saying those numbers are a lie. I'm told that the guy in charge of that department will soon face the sack for daring to tell the people of Kenya the truth. Hata mkisima stima tutaendelea tu. Oh, great. See the skyrocket, high inflation rates, high lending rates, increased crime rates, among others. And the Ruto regime remains unbothered, unbored. To them, the Kenyan is an extremely happy person. What a regime. Patriotic Kenyans, we must ask why other workers of the country are being put through this pain. Is it worth it? You only need to look at the affordable housing levy. Some are calling it the avoidable housing levy. And I think we need to, next year, to shift from affordable housing levy to avoidable. Look at the affordable housing levy to see that the government is taking from its citizens without giving them what they promised. Billions of shillings have been squeezed from the payslips of Kenyans without due accountability. These are not voluntary deductions, rather deductions forced by William Ruto to the Kenyan worker through the National Assembly. Audit reports show large sums parked in private or intermediary accounts, earning interest that lines the pockets of one individual.